Hi, this is Scott Manis. I want to make a video today about a subject that is very personal and can be a difficult thing for people who have this. And what we're talking about today is herpes, and the kind that causes breakouts and lesions in the genital area, which can affect a person's life, actually for the rest of their lives. And so there are various ways that medicine today tries to treat this. Essentially, the core treatment would be through antiviral drugs, and some have found these effective, some have not. So for those who have not or do not want to go that route, then the question may be, well, is there an alternative? Is there something out there that can help me with this condition that does not have perhaps some of the side effects that the drugs have? And that's what this is about. So the primary product I'm going to mention today is called Lauricidin. Lauricidin is a product, a monolaurin supplement is what it is, and it is based on coconut oil. And there have been some that have I should say many that have benefited from this greatly. So basically, the herpes virus, the reason why it kind of hides is because it has a lipid layer around the virus. The virus is basically just a little piece of DNA. So that piece of DNA is what gets injected into, your cells, and then that DNA, your cells actually perform the instructions of that little piece of DNA. So, but with that lipid or fat layer around it, that's the reason why the antiviral properties of Lauricidin are so effective in this case, because it is a fat-based substance as well. So water and fat do not mix, but fat and fat do. And therefore, with those antiviral properties of the monolaurin supplement, it can help. Now, what kind of help are you, what is the reality here? What can you expect? Most people find that they have to stay on a dose of monolaurin or Lauricidin indefinitely. Okay, so you have to kind of figure out what your dose is, and with this particular supplement, you have to kind of start slow. And the side effects, if you will, of going a little too fast, could be sickness, nausea, could be diarrhea, things of this nature, because it does affect the gut. Okay, in the end, it's a good thing in my opinion, but you need to be aware of that. So you have to start kind of slow. Now it comes in a format that's a little different. They're like little small pellets, and you have a scoop. A scoop comes with each bottle of Lauricidin, and but you might want to try just a few pellets at once. You are not to crush these or chew them. They would taste kind of soapy, and you would not. It would be an unpleasant experience, and you would actually be hurting yourself as far as the effectiveness of the supplement is concerned. So next on the list would be St. John's Wort. Now, St. John's Wort, this is the one I like. I feel like MediHerb stands behind their product, and that way it makes it something that I can suggest to people and know that it's going to be effective. St. John's Wort for the longest has been used as a nervine, and so it means it works at the nerve level. Herpes sits at the nerve level. Herpes is part of a family of viruses that that are very similar. Chickenpox is similar to this. Chickenpox and shingles both. Once you get them, they kind of hang out in the nervous system for the rest of your life. So outbreaks, with stress or with whatever your particular trigger is, will actually create a nerve sort of response. So the St. John's Wort, of course, has been used as an antidepressant for a long time. It has a little bit of a bad rap with that regard, but turns out that maybe the more important use of St. John's Wort anyway is the fact that it has antiviral properties. Now, with St. John's wort, here's the caution. There are a number of drugs that it does interact with. So, if you're on prescription medications, consult me, consult someone who is knowledgeable about these things. We can research. We have tables we can look up. We can find not only what the interactions might be, but how critical they would be. Some are not so critical, some are. But St. John's wort is one of those herbs that it interacts with more medications than most herbs I know of. So you do have to be careful about that. Now, there's an alternative with regard to that, and let me get that here. That would be the St. John's wort liquid. The liquid is much, much, much less reactive with medications. The flip side is that it has no antidepressant capabilities, no antidepressant action, which is most normally associated with St. John's wort. In this case, not a problem, because we're treating the nervous system. We're treating a viral situation, and so the liquid is great for that if you're on medications. So I hope this is helpful. Please contact me if you want to know more, if I can be of any assistance to you, or I can help you find someone in your area that you can visit and might know more about these things. If you're in the Dallas area, I'd be happy to help. And you can also call me at 214-395-8180. Thanks a lot.